Hello, my name is Kevin, and I have put together a set of exercises that are intended to improve the performance of skateboarders. So skateboarding works out your core, upper body, and lower body muscles. Your core muscles help stabilize your body and allows you to balance on unstable surfaces. Your lower body muscles act as the base of your support as you perform tricks. And your upper body muscles are responsible for the controlled arm movements that are needed to perform jumps, grabs, and spins. The following 6 exercises I have prepared will work out all 3. This exercise is a mountain climber modified by Dr. Kyle Brown, a physical therapist known for his work with professional skateboarders. It targets the abdominal muscles and also the tricep muscles isometrically. The skateboard in this exercise is used to help engage the tricep muscles more. Start off by assuming a push-up position with your arms straight and your hands on the edges of the skateboard. Begin the workout by lifting your left foot off the ground and bringing your knee as close to your chest as possible. Then touch your foot to the ground and return your foot to the starting position. Do the same with the other leg and go back and forth until fatigue. Make sure that your upper body is stabilized and that your abdominal muscles are engaged. Do 2 to 3 sets of this exercise. A progression of this exercise would be performing this exercise while moving the skateboard. And a regression for this exercise would be doing normal mountain climbers for easier stability. This core exercise uses a stability ball and is really good for your lumbar spine. It's important to do this exercise because it trains your body to not rotate when other forces act upon it. These forces could cause you to fall, and doing this exercise could prevent you from having an accident in the future. So for this exercise, you want to have an upright spine and your feet flat on the floor while your elbows are at a 90-degree angle. After assuming the position, have an assistant apply pressure on the right side of your hand for several seconds as you try not to rotate. After several seconds, have your assistant repeat the same process on the other side. Do 2 to 3 sets of 9 on each side. A progression of this exercise would be performing it with your eyes closed. This strengthens your proprioception and balance. A regression of this exercise would be performing the same exercise on a harder surface for easier stability. This is another exercise taken from Dr. Kyle Brown, and it mimics the movement of when a skateboarder uses his or her leg to gain speed. This exercise works out the quadricep and gluteal muscles, and it's good for strengthening that area and also working on your balance. For this exercise, you want to start off by standing on one leg with your knee slightly bent. Then, with your opposite leg, slightly raise it up and swing it back while your hips flex forward. Make sure your foot doesn't touch the ground, your glutes stay back, and your knee doesn't pronate inward. You can use your arms to help balance yourself. Do 2 to 3 sets of this exercise on each foot. A progression of this exercise would be performing it on top of a skateboard. The skateboard acts as a stability pad and helps strengthen your balance. The regression of this exercise would be performing the same exercise with the addition of holding onto an object for added balance. This next exercise is a basic bodyweight squat, which is good for working out your lower body muscles like your glutes, your hamstrings, and your quadriceps, and it's also good for working out your retrospinae. So to perform a squat, you want to start off with your feet around shoulder width apart. Then, come down as if you are about to sit in a chair until your thighs are about parallel to the floor. Make sure that your knees do not go past your toes, your back is straight with your spine in a neutral position, and your chest is out. When coming back up to the starting position, be sure to engage your glutes. Do 2 to 3 sets of 10 or until fatigue. A progression would be performing this exercise with resistance bands around your knees. This helps strengthen your knees and helps prevent injuries like ACL tears. Stretch the bands as far as they go, then proceed to do a normal squat. Make sure your knees do not go inwards or outwards too much. The sets for the progression are different than the baseline. For the progression, do 2 to 3 sets of 5, and on the 5th rep of each set, hold the squat until fatigue. A regression of this exercise would be a chair squat. The chair provides additional support when in the squat position. This exercise is a basic push-up, and it's a great exercise for the upper body because it targets several muscles like the pectoral muscles, the triceps, the biceps, the front and rear deltoids, and several back muscles like the rhomboids and the trapezius and the latissimus dorsi. To start, Get into position with your arms slightly shoulder width apart and your feet together. Make sure that your back is also straight. Slowly lower your body to the floor until your chest barely touches it. Then push yourself up slowly back into the starting position. This exercise also works out your core muscles, so remember to engage your core during each rep. Do 2 to 3 sets of 15 to 20. A progression of this exercise would be performing the same exercise but with the perfect push-up device. The method for the push-up stays the same. The only difference is that you supinate your wrist when going down and pronate your wrist when going up. The rotation that this device allows gives you a more intense exercise by placing greater demands on your core, shoulder, and arm strength. The device also helps increase the depth of your push-ups. This increases the stretch of your pectoral muscles. A regression exercise would be doing a push-up with your knees touching the ground. This allows for less demand on your core muscles. This final exercise is a flexed arm hang, which mainly works out your biceps and your latissimus dorsi, and it also works out your core muscles, your forearm muscles, your posterior deltoids, and your upper back muscles secondarily. To perform this exercise, grip the bar a little more than shoulder width apart and get into the topmost pull-up position with your chin above the bar. Make sure that your elbows are down and out and that you are engaging all your upper body muscles to build tension and support throughout the body. Hold this position until fatigue. A progression of this exercise would be a pull-up. Pretend as if you were trying to bend the bar when you're pulling yourself up and make sure that your elbows go down and out. Also make sure that your shoulder blades are down to get the necessary tension in your back and that you're using your core to prevent yourself from swaying. A regression for this exercise is a jackknife pull-up. This exercise is meant for people who are not yet able to pull up their own body weight. That concludes all of my exercises. These exercises are fairly easy and can be done in the comfort of your own home, which is a really good thing, especially for times like now when it's snowing outside and you can't skate. So doing these exercises while it's snowing outside will guarantee that your body will be ready for the spring session. Yo!